It has been a minute. Woo! What's up guys, it's Kaelin and I am back with another video. Oh, I ain't said that in a minute. I don't even think, did I say this? It's been like 6 months. It's been too long. I'm sorry, friend. I lived you. Yeah. Getting distracted there. If you guys have read the title, we are doing a chit chat, get ready with me to film some more content for Instagram, but with a twist. We're going to also be mixing it with a where have I been, because where the fuck have I been, you know? So that's what we're gonna be doing today. It is gonna be, I'm gonna try to make sure it's not a lengthy one because I got stuff to do. I'm actually going out for my best friend's birthday. One of my best friends, it's her birthday today. Shout out to Zuri. And so I'm getting ready to do that after I film, but I want to film the content and then go out. So I think it's like 6:18 right now. And we're supposed to meet up at like 9, and I have a lot of content to film, so this does not need to take that long at all. But I say all that to say, I am gonna be talking about my mental health a little bit, talking about where I've been, talking about the things I've been doing, what I've been up to, and why I have been gone for so long. You guys know whenever I do take long breaks, it is always for a reason. There is always a lot going on. But without further ado, let's just jump into the video. Oh my god, it's crazy. Like I feel like I took like a super long like paternity leave or something. But before we get into that, what's up? Hey, my name is Kaelin. If you've never seen me before, my name is Kaelin Williams. I do everything from pop culture and social commentary videos, entertainment videos, and even lifestyle videos like the one you're watching today. So if that seems like it suits your fancy, get your gears grinding, you need to hit the subscribe button. Don't play with me, because we finna get to this bad. We finna be posting our content. And yeah, I also just have been other places. I've been on other social media platforms. And so if you guys are coming from there, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you guys are finding me here, go to the other platforms as well, but subscribe here because I want to see y'all more, okay? And I want to have longer conversations on here and then have the bite-sized conversations on my other platforms. So yeah, but without further ado, let's just get this started. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get into the get ready with me. All right, let's start with good old let me do that. Actually, okay, so let's talk about that. The reason why people do that is not just to be like an influencer, like, oh, let me show you this product. It's because like it's to focus the camera. Like some people, I don't know, they just think that people do that. It's usually because it's to focus the camera. So you see how like it has to focus and then it's gonna take a second. Hey, we're back. That's why, okay? It just makes it a lot easier because if I just do this, it's still focusing on my face. So if I put my hand behind it, boom, just getting that out there because people be annoying, be like, oh my god, look at me, I answer. Anti-who. So today's video, like I said, is going to be showing you guys where I've been. I will insert like little clips in here, and there. Maybe even do like a little montage video. We'll see when we start editing because I have not edited in a while. And y'all, if you are not new here, know that that is the part that be knocking me down. So the last time you guys would have seen me would have been in April of last year. And that was the beginning of the end. That was the downhill spiral. That's where it started. Actually, I want to get us a little brighter, if you don't mind. That's better. It was a little dark, and I want you guys to be able to see my face and what I'm doing. But yeah, so April was kind of like the beginning of the downhill spiral. And for a lot of things. I'm doing Visine. I like to do Visine because whenever I put makeup on my eyes, my eyes get a little red. Though I'm not against smoking because I used to smoke for like 8 years. I don't anymore. That is one thing that I gave up because of my life literally falling apart and smoking was not helping. It was just masking the problems because I was really good at just masking problems. Anyway, April, I had just in March, okay, my last where have I been, I was really just trying to figure out what was going on in my life because I was having a lot of ups and downs, hills and valleys, and it was just like, what's happening? Like, I had also been in LA for almost 4 years actually, and I was like, I felt like I was just now restarting and I was I was having a little bit of anxiety, and people aren't talking about this, which I think that we need to talk about a little bit more. I think that a lot of people understand that C19 took a toll on us, but I don't think that people are talking about post C19 and like the depression that came after that. And I personally felt that, and I've never really felt that. After talking to my therapist, I realized that yes, I was depressed in college because I did not want to go to college, but I was actively working towards a goal. So my goal was to get out and to move to Los Angeles. Granted, some things happened that made me feel like I needed to expedite that move, and I talked about that on my TikTok. But regardless, I always knew that I wanted to live in Los Angeles. I've always known that I wanted to do acting, social media, sing, dance, all the things. So I was like, okay, moving to Los Angeles is a good thing. Well, I moved there in 2019 or 2018, was couch surfing for almost a year, and then I finally like saved up, and I came back for like 3 months, and then I moved back out permanently because I found a roommate and I had an opening in a room. But actually I had an opening on the floor, and then I moved into the room once the other roommate left out. But I was living on the floor in the living room, and then I moved into my own room. So that was a big milestone for me. Okay, so why is this on when it's like I've said no? Basically, I've been kind of like fighting to like do the LA grind for a minute. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in LA. I'm gonna do the grind, do the things. We're already at 11 minutes, damn. I'm gonna do the grind, do all the things, get it done. And then I think it was like, by the time I got into the actual room myself, it was about like end of October. You guys know that I was already homeless the year beforehand, and after I was couch surfing, I was homeless for a minute. So getting my own place and being in my own room, like having my own space and securing that, especially at the time I liked my roommates, I was like, well, I didn't dislike my first roommates, but I liked these roommates, and I thought this was the apartment that I really wanted to stay in for a long time. It was a great area. I had a consistent job. I had made great connections. So I was like, okay, yeah, I got my headshots, my resume. I was like, pilot season's coming up because this is about October, November. And then literally because I was homeless and I was living in my car the year prior, and I was Ubering as well. I told you guys that I got into an accident and totaled my car. Well, with that being said, my insurance claim from that had finally paid out. So I had gotten like a decent amount of money, and I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm set. Like this is gonna be great. And literally the fucking world shut down. And so I was out there alone, and granted, I had met what would be my future boyfriend, and we started dating, and so I had a person, but I was really out there alone because me and him had just met, and you know, like, that was a little codependent, that was a lot of things that probably wasn't the healthiest, but it was the moment. That's where we were. Don't regret it. Love the boy. He's great. Even though we don't date now, it's still like great person. I'm thankful that I met him. However, all of that to say is it took a toll on me that I didn't even recognize. Like I was working so hard for the last 6 years to get to Los Angeles, and literally the world fucking shut down. Like the world shut down. And so I went down. I went down with it. We're gonna be using the Banana Bright Primer from Olehenrickson. I don't know how to pronounce the name. But this is the mini one, and yeah, I normally mix this with Fenty Beauty's Hydrovisor, whatever they call it. I don't remember what that's called. And or some oil if it's my last step. But I've already done like most of my skincare, so I'm just gonna put this together, make it spread a lot easier, and also just so my skin is fully moisturized. That being said, I was distraught. Like I was just not, I really didn't know what I was gonna do. It also reignited this hunger of, so if the world shut down, you can't have like a quote unquote regular job. Like even Uber was not working at that point in time. So I was like, you need to figure something out that's like sustainable if the world shuts down, because clearly the world can shut down and we have to keep going. What can you do? And I've been doing social media for a while. I've been helping folks out. And so I was like, okay, yeah, that'll do it. I'll do social media, but I still didn't really know what the hell I was doing. I was like, what is going on? And I had so much anxiety about the world starting again, because I was like, okay, that means I have to restart everything. And that means these bills are gonna come back. That means this back rent that I haven't been able to pay is gonna come back. That means I'm gonna have to get a car again and or get another job again or figure out something to make money, and then I'm still gonna have to get new headshots because I've changed a little bit. I'm gonna have to get another agent, all the things. I just started stressing about everything, and I was so afraid of coming back to Dallas. I was terrified of having to come back to Dallas. I thought that I would be a failure. I thought that it would just be the worst thing ever, and I was like, no. And like I said, part of the reason why I even left was because there was a boy here who is, I consider him like greatest person I know, best friend, but I also fell in love with him. And so instead of facing that, I was like, I will just move and not ever talk to him again. Which I thought, yeah, so then I'll just get over it. That wasn't the case, but we're not there yet. Anyway, going back to April, I started figuring things out. I had gotten the rent paid. My roommates that I had at this time hadn't been there. And so because of that, there was like this, basically we had to get them off the lease in order to get some of the rent paid because we needed to do like the COVID relief kind of situation. And so with that, they signed off of the lease. So they got off of the lease because they weren't there to actually do the paperwork for it. So we had to get them off the lease so they could approve me for it because I was the only one living there, or else we would have to redo the application and we probably wouldn't get the money because by the time they got back, the application process had been over with. So I was like, get them off the lease. And I wanted the place to myself anyway because I knew I can make the place into a studio, an office space, and I was like, I knew that I had people at this point in time because I've been doing social media for other folks and I've been starting to grow on social media. I was like, I can get clients that'll come here and I can film them, do other things. It'll be my own production company. That was the thing that I was like going for. Well, LA is such a unique place. Where is the foundation? No way. All right, here we go. I'm using Fenty. They sent me this one. This is $350. It is in the Profiltr foundation. I like this one. They sent me another shade. I like this. I don't know if it's an exact undertone match. It looks a little bit too golden for me, and as you can tell, I have cooler undertones, but it works for the time being, and I'm just not gonna buy another one until I have to. So yeah, so basically the state of California is really, really funny because they have squatters' rights. And as somebody from Texas, like, I don't know nothing about squatters' rights. I'm just like, girl, when your lease is up, you gotta leave. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's, girl, get up and go find another place. Like, you know that. Well, not in California. In California, technically, if somebody has lived there for a certain amount of time and or has an agreement with somebody that they can stay there, even if it is like they are only supposed to stay there for X, Y, Z time, you have to go through a formal eviction process if they choose not to leave. So my roommates had told me, you know, because they weren't paying rent, I had gotten most of the rent. I got all of the rent paid back. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, I want the place to myself. They said, okay, cool. Well, we didn't know that you were trying to kick us out. And it was like, I wasn't trying to kick y'all out, but now that y'all's name is not on the lease, the landlord is like, I don't feel comfortable with them being there. I don't really want roommates because they were kind of awful roommates to begin with anyway. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I can just have it to myself. It was going to be stressful because I knew that this place was significantly more than I had ever paid for rent in general. But I was like, you know what? I will figure it out. I'm optimistic. And so, yeah, they had agreed to leave in July. I told them I gave them 60 days because it was like, that seems fair. I'm not going to just kick you guys out today because, like, that's rude. I'll just give you guys 60 days. Well, June comes. Actually, like, May 30th comes. I'm like, hey, you guys did owe, like, a little bit of rent, and you guys are supposed to be, like, letting me know, like, when you're leaving, what day, what's up? They're like, oh, just kidding. We're not leaving. We're staying here till January or February of this 2023. Excuse me? What do you mean? What do you mean you're not leaving? You're not on the lease. Like, what the hell do you mean? So I'm like, no, that's not how this works. So, like, what are you talking about? Like, you gotta go. And again, unbeknownst to me, I'm thinking you just can kick them out. Like, you can just tell them, no, go home or go somewhere else. And that's the end of the conversation. Well, because my name was the only one on the lease, and I had made an agreement that they could stay there for 60 days, I would have to initiate the eviction process in order so my name would not be evicted. Or else the landlord would have to evict the entire unit, including me. which means that would go on my record because my name is the only one on the actual lease. So I was like, oh my God, what does this mean? So coincidentally, my grandmother needed a knee replacement surgery in the summertime. I think she had it in like July. So I came to Texas for the 4th of July. I was like, you know what? I will just show the landlord that I've clearly been the one paying the rent. I am the one complying, because now we have to go through the formal eviction process because I don't have the money to go through an eviction process because I wasn't prepared to go through an eviction process. I was just prepared for people to leave. So, and again, I'm trying to make money with the apartment. So they gotta leave in order for me to make more money. So, I decided to do that with the landlord. The landlord tried to do some shady shit. Like, I can't lie. He tried to do some shady shit, but I understand that he was essentially just trying to get his money. So he saw that I was complying to leave. So instead of going through the eviction process, he was like, okay, well, if y'all are still here and y'all can pay the rent, if y'all can tell Kaelin, since he's already moved his stuff out, that he's okay to sign off the lease and sign it into your name, then cool. We don't have to go through no eviction process. Everybody can leave here unscathed, essentially. Well, he didn't tell me that before I moved, or else I would have never moved. So he tries to tell me that once I'm here, it becomes like a big problem because I'm like, I feel slighted because I'm like, why didn't you tell, like, I'm the one that's been complying and knowing that these people are clearly squatters. They've wrecked the house. They've done all these things. They're selling drugs here. Like, they're doing a whole bunch of shit here. So I'm like, bro, like, why would you side with them? And now you're effectively making me homeless because I have nowhere else to go. I was thinking I had an apartment. So I felt like my apartment was like taken right up under me, and I was already in Texas. So it was like, now I definitely can't like work in LA because all of my clients, I told them, yeah, I'm not going to be back for like a month or so because I'm going through this whole process. And now with dun dun dun, I don't know when. Also, I'm using Fenty's, it's called the Brightfix Eye Illuminator. It's a concealer. It is in the shade Honey, shade 10. This is actually one of my favorite products because like it goes on. I like cream products. I'm not really a powder kind of person. And yeah, it goes on, and most people can never even pivot. I know that's right. I know that's right. All right. Yeah, so I felt like my apartment was like taken right up under me, and I was just like, what do you mean? I don't have an apartment now. So at that point in time, I was like, no, I do not agree that these people should stay here because now everybody's alive. So yeah, we have to go through this formal eviction process because they need to be able to leave. They should leave. Like, I'm not doing this. So with that being said, actually no. I said if they can give me money so I can find me a new apartment because now I've been inconvenienced and literally they tried to steal my apartment. I'm like, if they can give me 2 months of rent, like I gave them 2 months of a time period that they did not have to pay rent and they could just leave, then we'll be all set. They said, yeah, we'll do that. Never did it. Literally just didn't do it. Literally lied to my face and tried to bamboozle me yet again. So at that point in time, we were forced to go through a formal eviction process. This started in August because, like I said, I came July. That whole process was till August. And yeah, I tried to live with like my brother. That was an awful decision. He's not even like my real brother, but I consider him brother because like, I've known him since we were children, and he's like younger than me. Awful decision. Never should have did that, but hopefully he's doing well. But that was just not because he doesn't have his life together. But I digress. We're not even talking about him because honestly, I knew I didn't want to live with him. No way. I said that beforehand. And I'm also one of those people that's like, I'm never going to tell somebody they can live with me for free if I know that I can't afford to have them there for free, if that makes sense. You know, like, I'm not going to tell you you can live here for free if I'm expecting you to pay money. Because then I don't, like, no, that's not the case. So he was one of those people and then was like expecting me to have money. But I'm like, girl, I just had to spend all this money to like moving and getting storage. I'm like, you told me I could live here for free until I got on my feet and I can move back into my apartment. Like, what's going on? But I digress. It's just a totally different situation. Doesn't really matter. But all that to say, that only lasted for a literal month. And then I was back in Texas. And so that is when the depression just like completely hit in. Because now my biggest fear has literally happened. Another Fenty beauty product, it is their liquid kilowatt. I like the liquid kilowatt way better than the powder. Again, I'm a cream liquid person. This this is second skin to me. Like, this just makes it look like I have the glowiest of glow on my skin. And yeah, insane product. Insane product. Love it. I always get compliments that my skin looks amazing when I wear this. So I'm like, yeah. But anywho, moved back to Texas and I was devastated. I was like, I feel like a failure. I feel like I did not go out there and do what I was supposed to. I feel like all of the things, which is crazy because back in August, you guys did not know this because I legally couldn't tell you because I signed an NDA, but I had done a Netflix show. So at the time that I was coming back to Texas, the Netflix show is airing. And so now I have all these people being like, oh my God, this is so amazing, Kaelin, you're on Netflix, da 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 da. I think it came out like right before, oh no, it came out in November. But yeah, it's like people are like, oh my God, Kaelin, this is amazing. Like, you're on Netflix, congratulations, doing big things. Meanwhile, I'm like, girl, if you only knew, my life is in shambles right now. And so I had like to deal with that, which as an actor is something I didn't even think about, but I had heard beforehand, you know, like once you get one job, like you still have to get more jobs. Like, it's not like you get one job. Like, that one Netflix job didn't pay for my rent for the next year. It didn't even pay for my rent for the month. Like, it paid most of my rent for the month, but it didn't even pay my rent for the entire month. So I was still having to do other jobs and work. So it's like, that was because I did one episode, but and granted, if I would have had like a series regular or a recurring, sure, I would have made more money, but I'm like, I gotta book those. And so in order to book those, I need to have like a stable house situation. And because I didn't have that, I'm gonna use e.l.f.'s. This is their blush in the shade. This is made in the Turks and Caicos. Oh no. Or it's Turks and Caicos is the shade. Turks and Caicos. Period. I know, that's why we manifesting that. And also blush has been my newfound like it product. Also, do y'all see that? Newfound it product is blush. Like, and then I've been doing the TikTok thing where like they apply it all the way across. So if you watch, but it just like it gives me this amount of color that I needed. Like, and it's just a subtle thing, but it makes me look alive. Like, I don't just have like foundation on. But yeah, all of that to say, it was such an interesting time because at a point where everybody feels like I'm on such a high, and what was a high for me in April for the day that I was shooting it, I also left set and went back to my regular life, which was my squatter roommates. And then now I'm also having sort of that same feeling where I'm on this big high of everybody telling me, oh my God, congratulations, da 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 da. And I'm like, I had to move back to Texas. Like, I don't have an apartment. Like, my stuff is in storage, and I could barely afford a U-Haul to get my stuff into storage because I just wasted so much money and haven't been able to have a consistent home to work in. I had also started doing social media online, like on TikTok and on Instagram, and I had gotten the most followers I'd ever got. Like, I think I have like 2,000 on here, which I'm super proud of that. But I got into like 18,000 in like 6 months on Instagram. And so I'm like, oh my God, this is the most I've ever had. I had people trying to set up meetings with me. I had brands trying to work with me. And I'm like, girl, I can barely even keep my head above water because I don't know where I'm putting my head to rest. Like, I don't know. So all of that to say, moved back here, and then, like I said, my depression was at a high, and I just didn't know how to deal with that. I didn't know how to verbalize it. I didn't want to feel ungrateful. I didn't want people to think, oh my God, you're being annoying, or you're being like, this is so unnecessary because, again, you're on Netflix, you lived in LA for 4 years, you've made you're friends with X, Y, and Z, and it's like, girl, none of that is paying my bills right now. Shout out to all my friends though, actually, because what I'm about to say right now, trigger warning as well, is about my attempt. I went through the holidays, and because I wasn't able to afford gifts, I wasn't able to like really celebrate the way I wanted to. I didn't even really want to be back in Texas. I was like, I can't do this, yo. Like, and I never ever felt like that. Like, I've had moments where I've had thoughts about it, but I had never ever gotten that low. never ever want to be there again. And I'm not gonna cry because I just did all this makeup, but I was like, it was not good, yo. Like, it was like the thoughts had came once, and then it was like it's the third time in a week, and then it was like I'm on my way to do it, and I made a plan. And yeah, I just like left everything in my house, and I was like, I'm gonna go. Like, I don't plan on coming back. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I was having issues with my family over money. I was having issues with the fact that, like, my friend relationships, I was like, I feel like I was coming back in and everybody had progressed further, and I was like, I'm so happy for all of my friends, but I feel like my life is regressing in some sort of way. So I'd like it just was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I was like, I don't want to keep fighting, and I felt still in the struggle. So I was like, I can't do it. So I was only missing for a day, because like, thankfully, shout out to Kaelin Prince. Honestly, the two Kaelins in my life honestly helped save my life. Like, all of my friends, this is not to say that these are the only two people that like saved my life, but Kaelin stopped me. Kaelin Prince stopped me. She was the one that like met up with me, and she like talked to me, and we had like a long drawn out conversation, and just really was very understanding, and like really assured me that like I am doing great. I'm doing cool things. Like, this is, for somebody who comes from where I come from, like, this is crazy that I've even been able to do this much, especially with a smile on my face and nobody really know. And then Kaelin Allen for giving me a space to go. So afterwards, after I came back home, I went to a facility, which, side note, super, super duper side note, I am so thankful to my family and my friends for being like, hey, this can never happen again. Not on some, like, you're dumb, like, no, we cannot lose you. So what we gotta do? Like, no, you're not going nowhere. Okay, you staying right here with us. So what we gotta do? Where we gotta go? What we gotta say? Who we gotta talk to? Let's figure it out. But we have to figure it out. So I'm so thankful for my family and my friends. So thankful for my family and my friends. Shit. Man. So thankful for my family, my friends. They made sure that I got somewhere, and I talked to people immediately. I didn't always make up. Woo! Yeah. I made sure I got somewhere. I was safe. Now, granted, because again, money is not in abundance, I had to go to a free facility here in Dallas. Basura. Trash. 10 out of 10. Don't recommend going there at all. It is just not great. It is great for a last resort if you are somebody who's homeless and or doesn't have good family and support. I honestly could have stayed at my house with my family just under a 24-hour watch, baby, because that was just not it. The place was awful. The food was awful. The people were rude. I had 3 people that was nice there, and that's Miss Amy, the lady that helps you, like the discharge lady. It wasn't Miss Amy, it's Miss A. I'm just gonna say Miss A because I don't know if it's Amy. Miss A, who was the therapist, the lady that discharged me, and the lady that was working with her as well. And then there was one other lady that worked like just one day that I was there, but she was the only one, because those people were really talking to us like we were insane. Like, yes, we have clearly a mental illness, like something's going on, but that doesn't mean I'm not a competent human being, like with feelings and emotions, and like, again, like, not trying to be an elitist, but I have a college degree. I've like traveled the world. I'm not like an idiot. Like, girl, let's not do that. It's not helpful either. Like, it's so not helpful. So 10 out of 10, don't recommend that place. I'm not even gonna put it out here because not it. I left them a strongly worded review on Google, and that was enough. But all that to say, I stayed there for 3 days, and then I came home, and then Kaelin Allen allowed me to stay at his house in New York. He paid me to be a dog sitter. I used to work with him in LA, and then I also did like dog sit with him, like, or for him in LA as well, so from time to time if he needed. But just like, cause like, I mean, he's my friend, he would throw me some money every now and again, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. But he paid me to go out to New York and then also take care of his dogs, but I was staying in his house. Beautiful apartment, amazing apartment. I'm not gonna post it just because I don't want people trying to find out where he lives. However, phenomenal apartment in New York City. I felt like I was living my Gossip Girl life. R.I.P. to Gossip Girl, the reboot, because it was good. It had gotten so much better. The first season was a little rocky, but I mean, I get it because like we gotta learn the characters. We gotta learn this is a different world. This is not the same Gossip Girl. This is not the same time period of the other Gossip Girl. The other Gossip Girl was so scandalous because like it did come out at like a time where everybody was like not talking about teenagers doing this kind of crazy stuff, and now it's a little bit more normalized now. So it wasn't going to be as scandalous and as spicy, but it was still good. It was still entertaining, and I had grown to love the characters, especially like Monet and Shan, Luna, those three right there alone held the show for me. Like everybody else was great, all the other like folks were talented. Those three characters though, I was like, I'm invested. I want to know more, especially with Luna. I wanted to know more. I still got to finish the season, but I'm like, it's canceled. Sucks. I'm tired as an actor, especially. I'm tired of these shows not staying around. I'm used to, I grew up on shows that had like 8 seasons, and granted, sometimes it would get to 8 seasons and it's like, wrap it up. But with some of these shows, it's like, y'all wrapping them up after 2 seasons. Like, make them a limited series at this point in time. Stop trying to make them full-on seasons. Make them a limited series and like tell a full story. But or let them live and like let us grow with them, even if it isn't that getting the highest rating. It's not like a Game of Thrones or House of Dragon or something like that. Like if it's just like a feel-good show and it's doing well, like people clearly like it, like let us have something. God, oh my God. But anyway, and let actors have jobs, because again, that's insane to be like on a HBO show and feel like I have like a secure job and it's literally taken away from me, or I filmed the whole season and it never airs because we got canceled before it even aired. Such a stressful time. But I digress. He allowed me to stay in New York. I lived my best Gossip Girl life. I went on a great date. I felt great. It was some great things. It was great. I was like, oh my God, I got to do some like intentions. I did some inner work. I did some inner child work. I started getting back on social media. So it was great. And then I came home and it wasn't bad, but I still had other stuff that I had to deal with, including the boy I'm in love with. Which we're still figuring that out. We're figuring out how to navigate that because he has his own things and I have my own things, clearly. So not stressed about that, but it was still just like, I don't want to lose a friend, especially not now. Like it can't go anywhere. I can't go nowhere. Nobody can go nowhere. Everybody got to stay. So that was stressful. But yeah, so dealing with that stuff, but I've been doing a lot more internal work, which is how I got here. I procrastinated this video for a while. Like honestly, it is the 19th. I should have done this by the 7th. I got back on the 7th. I was supposed to have this up by like the 10th. So I'm like 9 days shy. But we're doing it. So that's all that matters, is that we're doing it. It's getting done. But yeah, so I say all that to say, life has been hectic. But one thing that has really helped me, I think I need to get some, like half a pump up under, because I just have stubble still showing through, and I just want to get rid of that, and I just want to make sure that this also doesn't look unblended. I want to say all this to say I am so eternally grateful for my friends and my family, my best friends like Kayla and Zuri, like top tier human beings. I mean, literally stood with me the entire process. Like my mom as well. We have our issues and stuff like that, but like, I mean, I don't know where I'd be. Devontae, like I said, my LA friends, like Devontae specifically, like still has been keeping up with me, like making sure I'm good, checking in on me. Hell, he even got me a medium so I could talk to, which the medium was great. Like, that was great. I don't know if y'all into all of that. I mean, me as a Christian, I can't lie to you. At first, like when I heard about the mediums and the tarot and all that, I was like, it's giving witch. But then I realized, especially like after the little place, because the girl that did the discharge, she put it into perspective, like a lot of the witches that were in Salem were also like black. Like they show y'all white witches on TV, but they show y'all white witches with frizzy hair and it's unkempt and they're doing magic. those are black people. They're just like mainstream white people so it can be accepted. But those are black people. And that's why they weren't throwing white women in water to see if they could swim or not. And who stereotypically can't swim? What race stereotypically can't swim? And you wonder why. So, we was witches. We was doing witches, but I liked in a looser term. But like doing like more earthy healing, natural stuff. And they just weren't living for it. But all that to say, I mean, I don't know what they was doing back then. They could have been casting spells and stuff like that. I don't know. But what I will say is that I had a reading. And that was great. It's great. Definitely refreshed. And again, I've been feeling a lot better. I definitely am not cured. I don't want anybody to think that this is me saying, yeah, my depression's gone, anxiety's gone. No. It is still here. And I'm actually really happy because I've been, like I said, on TikTok more recently. Short form content. And a lot of the short form content, even on Instagram, is like very like uplifting, and like I've just been intentionally following people that are uplifting and like doing more like internal work, lifestyle content, stuff like that. But TikTok specifically, I was a little apprehensive because I was like, oh my god, this is the new social media, child. It's all the little kids on here, But now I think, because people are saying it's oversaturated, I just think like more people are on it that are like more my age now, and we are actually talking about like the shit that's going on, like the shit that I relate to. Like, I don't relate to all the dances. Like, I be doing the dances and stuff like that, and that's cute. But now people are starting to talk about like the self-healing or the internal child work or the parent-child relationship work that we're going through, or the anxiety and the depression that's like beat in our ass. And all of that very candidly. And so it just definitely feels like an extension of C19, where it's like I feel very close-knit with these people, or I feel like I feel seen and heard. Even in my, like, me telling my stories, like, people are like, oh my god, same, retweet, like, da-da-da. And I'm like, so we all just been going through all of this? Like, we was really fun to try to go through our 20s, like, acting like everything was fine and dandy, and it wasn't. Going on. But, yeah. So I've really been really interested with TikTok. I've really been thankful with TikTok. TikTok has been a great avenue and a great resource. So follow me on TikTok if you want to see more of my day-to-day life. Definitely my in-the-moment life. It's way more in the moment than this is. Like, this is definitely like, y'all get this a week or two, once a week, twice a week, versus they getting this every single day. And Instagram is getting it also very in the moment as well. But now I have two different kind of brands going on, like my Kaelin Williams brand, which this is going to be a little different now too. Is going to be showcasing my life, but also more of my talents and my creative efforts as well. So I'll be doing like how to grow on social media, tech reviews and stuff like that, breaking down some of the behind the scenes magic stuff and like the things I've learned, because I have been on this platform since 2015, like almost 10 years, and I just started making money. I want to let that be known. Like, I've been doing social media since 2015, and I'm just now making money from social media. Like, and I'm not even making like all the money I need to be making to like secure all my bills just yet. But I'm just now making money on this. So it is definitely a long journey, but I've definitely learned a lot of things that have helped me like expedite this process, like now on Instagram and on TikTok that I've taken. And even just like with the journey that TikTok is on, like seeing the changes that have happened, because you know, like YouTube is really the OG, and then watching like how Vine came and fizzled out, but then Instagram kind of took that back, and also Snapchat's back and like revamped itself to keep itself going, and now TikTok is doing that similar format. Understanding that and then like regurgitating that information to educate you guys, because I know there's a lot of people who ask me all the time like, how do you do social media, and I'm like, girl, I don't know, I ain't making no money off of it. But now that I am, and now I feel just more confident about it and about talking about it myself, and especially like after doing a lot of research and hands-on work with it and working with clients, I feel a lot better about talking about it. And yeah, talking about that, talking about my creative efforts, singing more on here. I'm gonna be singing more and dancing more in short form on TikTok, because I feel like on here, I get in my own way, and I feel like it has to be fully produced, fully recorded, fully done out, and I ain't got that much money yet. But once I do get the money, y'all know y'all gonna see it. But doing more of my heavily produced content on here, and then on Charlie's Court on Instagram and on TikTok, I'll be doing strictly just like social media tips, social media growth, showing you how to produce content, doing like tech reviews and stuff like that. They'll be getting the short form versions of the stuff that I put on here for the tech and the social media side. And then on my Kaelin Williams pages on TikTok and Instagram, they'll be getting more of the personal related stuff. So like the hair care routines, the morning routines, the get ready with me's, all of that. That'll be where that is. So whatever interests your fancy of both does. Like if you're on here and you're like, okay, well, I love your life and I just want to hear about your life and see you prosper and thrive and can't wait for you to be a famous actor, entertainer, or singer, dancer, oh my God, Kaelin Williams. If you're like, I want to know about the social media friend, like I followed you because you taught me how to set up my camera or my tripod and da-da-da-da, Charlie's Court is going to be the better bet for you. And if you're like, I just want to support you in general, oh my God, love you even more. I love everybody, but love you even more. Follow both of them. But yeah, so that's me. That's what's been going on. And yeah. Oh, yeah. That's really it. I was going to just talk about, like I saw one of my notes because I kind of went out of my notes a little bit. But yeah. All in all to say, financial strain, especially on artists and creatives, wild time. Especially when you've been in survival mode and struggle mode and you've seen your parents only be in survival mode and struggle mode for so long. Definitely a crazy time, a crazy concept, but it's something that I'm unpacking, and I definitely want to take you guys on that journey with me, and I definitely want to give you some of the tools and resources that I have used to get out of that. And also, this is the face. Y'all can't tell that I got makeup on. Y'all cannot tell that I got makeup on. If you say that you could tell, you're a liar. I know you are. Cause what? But look, okay, you might be able to tell because I did not blend. Oh, that end. Okay, there we go. This is why you can tell in 4K sometimes, but girl, this still looks great. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have anything on. But like I said, talking about these things more, especially like Black folks, we need to be talking about these things more because as Black people want to be so resilient and strong Black men, strong Black women. Now all that's dead. I'm telling y'all like it is. I got some issues. I'm struggling with them, but I'm prospering and I'm thriving. I'm thriving and I will thrive. I will make it out. I will see the light. I will be able to love on myself and love on others, love a partner, be able to take care of my mental health, be able to have financial freedom. I will have all that stuff. But in the process, it has been a process. So yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Hopefully you made it to the end. If you did, I love you so much. Even if you didn't and you skipped through, hopefully you found something that resonated with you with this. Hopefully something that you heard impacted you, and I hope that you will go on this journey with me because I would love to talk more about like mental health and stuff like that, and also just Black queer life, Black life in general, and also helping people do social media and like understanding like we're going into a different realm of social media that is not just polished, curated content, but authentic, real conversations, and I want to start doing that more. So yeah. But I'm gonna stop saying that's it, that's all, because that's it, that's all. I will see y'all next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see all my videos when they upload. And I love you so, so much. You stay cute. You stay cute. You stay classy. You stay kind. See you next time. Ice.